In the morning when I'm driving, I really come alive when I listen to my Ronnie, I listen to my Ronnie Q. They are rare and they are few who can compare with Ronnie Q. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air, it's time for Ronnie Q. They are rare and they are few who can compare with Ronnie Q. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air, it's time for Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie in the morning while I'm driving. Ronnie, I really come alive when it's time for Ronnie Q. I listen to my Ronnie. Ronnie, I listen to my Ronnie. It's time for Ronnie Q. Take a seat and go meet Ronnie. Sweet, 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 sweet Ronnie. No day complete without my Ronnie. She can't be beat. Sweet, sweet Ronnie.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Welcome to the morning show, Grand Rising, T. Danielle, and the other three people who are here this morning. It is good to see you, T. Danielle. I hope you had a great day. Let me remove the kitty cat. So, I have a couple of things that I want to, of course, talk about today. Uh, the big The big busted bill passed the Senate on yesterday. The big BS bill um, passed the Senate vote. So now the bill is going back to the House, and allegedly, uh, there are 20 congressmen or women who said that what the Senate did to the bill makes it a no for them. Now, understand, before the Senate got the bill, these congressmen are the ones who voted yes on the bill to get it to the Senate. Then it goes back to the House. So there's a whole lot of House members who say, "Oh no, they have ruined the bill, and I can't stand it. It's a no for me." So you please. It was a whole lot of people who passed the bill and said, "Oh, I didn't know this was in there. Oh, I don't approve of that. I didn't get a chance to read. I must have missed those couple of pages." Okay, so these are the same people who are saying that what the Senate added to the bill is making it unpassable for them, allegedly. Approximately 20 senators. So when they were jockeying to get the bill passed, Mitch McConnell, the senator from broke ass Kentucky, where when these Medicaid cancellations take hold, they're gonna grip the people who voted for him in the ass real bad because they have such a high number of people on Medicaid in the state of Kentucky. Mitch McConnell said, "Oh, they're just going to have to get over it. They may have to get over it and get under 6 feet of dirt thrown on their caskets because they many of them may find themselves on the other side of the earth when they can't get any health care. But there's that. Lindsey Graham. What did Lindsey Graham? Lindsey Graham said, "I am so happy that I came through for the president." He came through for the president. He didn't come through for the people of, isn't he South Carolina? I think he's South Carolina. He didn't come through for his constituents who keep putting his old ass, who just hasn't found the right woman. What he got to be in his 70s, who just haven't found the right woman yet. He didn't come through for the people who voted him into office to vote on agendas that matter to his state. No, he said he came through for the president. Okay, are we clear on that? JD Vance said everything else, the CBO score, uh, the proper baseline, the minutia of the Medicaid policy is immaterial compared to the ICE money and immigration enforcement provisions. So everything else is just some minutia, just some small stuff, some small insignificant stuff. Don't worry about. That's just minutia. It's nothing compared to the ICE money and immigration enforcement provisions. It's nothing to our agenda of white supremacy, and that's how it translates. You know, easily. We're on a white supremacist agenda. So don't worry about the minutia of these people who are passing away. Do you think we care about poor white trash? We don't care. We don't care. And we will give up the poor white trash who are so poor that they have to be on Medicare in the first place. We will give them up for a more, they're just dragging. What, he's a fan of Curtis Yarvin. They're just a drain on the society. He he has been propped up by Peter Thiel, who says that America has been uh, resting on their laurels, so to say, haven't made any achievements, and doesn't even can't even quickly answer if he thinks that humanity should hang around and that humanity is something worth saving. This is your vice president. This Peter Thiel propped him up in his Senate run. That's why you have him. And I showed you that on yesterday. If you want to hear who JD Vance really is, go over there and check this out. Some people who think that they have a say in who's a waste on society. So if they're saying that about their own, they'll sacrifice their own so that they can have more money which is in this bill for ICE. What do you think they're saying about you? Okay, let me see. Some other people have made a couple of comments. Let me see who's in here. Rico the Sleaze, Grand Rising, my beautiful mod, Very Carey. Thank you for being here. Nappy Child, Grand Rising to you, and K Fit. It is lovely to see you, Grand Rising. So, this is who we have in JD Vance. I dropped a lot of videos about informing you about the positions that Peter Thiel has taken. Peter Thiel, who has access, along with his PayPal uh, partner Elon Musk, to all our government information. Peter Thiel, who is another corporate welfare. Not corporate. He's not a corporate. A government welfare recipient who is being paid to create all of this military things for the U.S. That these military things that can, you know, go out and find people, grade every single person on who they are and what number they have in life, that they can be extinguished. How do I know this? Well, that's what he did over in Palestine. God forbid, somebody, if I have a high extinguished number, anybody who lives near me or around me could be extinguished just because of their proximity to me. This is Peter Thiel. But JD Vance said, "Oh, everything else, the CBO score, the CBO is an accurate score. They try to make you think that the CBO messes up all the time. All the senators was telling you, oh, the CBO score, don't pay attention. They get that wrong, and they were off by trillions of dollars in this year, and they were off." And but JD Vance is not trying to make you feel like the CBO score is off. He said everything else, the CBO score, they use the CBO score every other budget planning time, but all of a sudden they wanted you to believe that the Congressional Budget Office had a skewed score on this bill that told you uh, uh, 17 million people would lose their Medicaid coverage. He ain't trying to lie to you like that score is inaccurate. Grand Rising Bernice, he is letting you know that it's just minutia. The CBO score, the proper baseline, the minutia of Medicaid policy is immaterial compared to the ICE money and the immigration um, enforcement provision. So that is what your vice president is telling you. Let me, like I told you yesterday, it seems like you need to call your senators and your congressman or woman again today. Maybe not yours. If you have somebody who if you have one who has not voted for this bill, you know, call another one. Call one that did vote for the bill. Call if you want to make some calls. Call those senators. I have it on my community wall. Every senator that voted for this bill, you may want to call them. Let them know you breathing, because you and your families are the ones. Us and our families are going to be the ones who are affected by this ugly, ugly bill. Hey, Queen Diva, grand rising to you as well. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't tell you how many people are expected to lose their food stamps. Now, I understand that being around the beef sector and things like that, you may see people, doing cooking competitions with their food stamps and things like that, and it may want to make you say, "Hmm, okay, bitch, now go out and buy you something to eat." But you got to understand that there are people who would not be able to eat without food stamps. And even though you may see callousness, things that you think are wasteful, when certain people do things, understand, uh, you know, I will not revel in the fact that even that monstrosity is losing food stamps. I won't revel in the fact that anybody is losing food. Um, it's so curious at the time when everybody's quiet about how Israel is starving out the Palestinian people, had them starving out for over 90 some days with no food assistance coming in, no food, no water, no medicine coming in, that it is palatable for the United States to withhold food from people who need it the most. See, be careful in what you ignore. The things that you ignore that is going on is only tenderizing the palates of insensitive people to spread that type of fucking gore wherever they go. Once it becomes okay and you can try to rationalize it, and Israel has the right to defend themselves and all of this bullshit, because you refuse to look at the children, the people who and are starving so much that that they're taking their life in their hands to go out to these set up sites where they have to now issue food aid. Israel, along with the assistance of the United States, have set up a way for the Israelis to not the usual what is the usual food aid? What is the usual food aid in war torn areas? Not that. No, Israel and the United States have created another agency to tell all these poor Palestinians who have been starved for over 90 something days where to come pick up their food, and they have been picked off, shot at, unalive every time that they take the chance, because they know you're going to come. They done starved you. They know you're going to come, so they're going to end you. Over 500 people have been shot and killed trying to eat, trying to taking a risk. They're that hungry and they're dying. So you think that they give a fuck about what you got to do for your food stamps? They shit. The last administration, they were talking about giving you a food box once a month. Shit. Shit. And we thought that was a crazy talk. That was some crazy talk that they would give the people, instead of giving them food stamps, they would just put a box on your motherfucking doorstep and you eat whatever was in it. Sean Hannity was on TV talking about, well, why do they have to have meat? You can get good protein off of beans. This is your America that want to make you feel that well, they don't need it. They gonna do this with it. They gonna do that with it. Hey, Leonard, grand rising to you. So, let me share a video with you. Uh, what is going on with Chris Como? Here we go. Let me see. The JD Vance. Let's start off with him. Let's get him out of the way. Um, what do you guys think? Are you guys here? Are you guys hear me? Is anybody there? JD Vance says the unimaginable over brutal consequences as Trump bills escalates. Let's see what.
By the narrowest of margins, passed Donald Trump's big billionaire giveaway bill. J.D. Vance actually had to go and cast the tie-breaking vote. And in advance of that, He, I guess, I just want to read one tweet from him so that you can get into not necessarily his mind, because he's a liar. Nothing that he says or tweets is accurate to what he's thinking, but it's accurate to what he thinks will dupe people into accepting what the Republicans are doing. So he tweeted this: everything else, the CBO score, the proper baseline, the minutia of the Medicaid policy is immaterial compared to the ICE money and immigration enforcement provisions. So that's before they passed it. Him saying, all of you guys talking about these little tiny piddly things, it doesn't matter. We got to get rid of these goddamn day laborers. And so what's the difference with the CBO score? You know, are we adding 2.8 trillion to the deficit? Are we adding 3.3 trillion to the deficit? Immaterial. We got to get these day laborers and dishwashers out of here. The minutia of the Medicaid policy. You guys are wasting my time with 12 million Americans losing their health insurance. We got to get these goddamn empanada salespeople off the streets into South Sudan. And so I don't think that JD Vance believes literally any of that, but he thinks that is a good way to dupe not only the electeds, but the regular Republicans into accepting this. You should be fine with, and in fact, shut the hell up about losing your health insurance so we can get all those scary brown people out of the country. And unfortunately, I guess it worked. I guess it worked. Not that it's polling well necessarily, even amongst Republicans, but better than it should be. And that tweet really, I think, just sums up the entire Trump term so far. We are going to devastate you and your family and your rights, what little are left of them, as well as your finances and definitely your future, let alone the future of your kids. But in return, get rid of some Colombians. And so that's what they've got. And so now it goes to the House, everybody, and maybe they'll save us. Maybe House Republicans will save us. Definitely bet every cent you have on that. But anyway.
Okay, so that link is in my description box. Oh, let's talk about Lisa Murkowski, shall we? Okay, let's talk about all of these senators that I hope you guys take a minute, write this number down, and call them and let them know that they are in office to do the work for what's best for the people who put them in office. And therefore, I believe all of Congress is up for, all the Republicans are up for re-election for 2026. So they think that they are saving themselves by doing whatever 45-47 tells them to do, or I'm so afraid he said he's gonna have somebody primary Tillis, and Tillis just said he's not gonna go up for re-election anymore. Are you kidding me? I hope you guys take this number down and call some of these Republican Congress people and these Republican senators who put this bill through. Let's talk about this dumb airhead Lisa Murkowski. Remember, Lisa Murkowski was in her town hall talking about, it's so hard with a quivering. Let me see if I can find this dumb bitch talking about how hard it was to stand up to 45-47. Let me see. Hold on 1 minute. I think I spelled her name wrong. I keep getting some here it is. U.S. Senator Lisa Murkowski on responding to fear and anxiety after Trump administration's actions. This was 2 months ago at her town hall. Yes, this is it. Lisa Murkowski, uh, when she cast her vote for this bill, the only person who they were waiting to see if she was going to be a person of her word who had I have concerns. She is just as bad as Susan Collins. Anytime I'm concerned, I have some concerns, but I'm gonna still vote for whatever is put before me. Susan Collins didn't vote on the bill. Lisa Murkowski, she had some concerns about the bill as well. And, there are some things that are disturbing to me. And so she took her ass in there and voted for that goddamn bill. But they said that but she made made a whole lot of amendments to the bill, and Lisa Murkowski was in there getting all of these specified amendments for the state of Alaska put in the bill, and then she turned around and voted for the bill after getting all of these special carve outs in the bill. They said that it's alleged that she had done some backroom brokering uh, to ensure that she would vote for the bill as well. So here's Lisa Murkowski talking about how hard it is. Hold on. How hard it is to stand up to 45-47. Let's share this. Just refresh your memories.
Been doing with my team. Part of what I have been doing with my team is just trying to listen as carefully as I can to what is happening and how it is happening and the impacts it is having on the ground. And we're honest up front in saying we don't have all the answers, but we're trying to unlock at different opportunities and in different ways as much as we can. And it is as hard as anything that I have been engaged in the 20 plus years I've been in the Senate.
What do you have to say to people who are afraid or who represent people who are afraid?
We are all afraid. Okay. That's what I'm saying. But we are, we're in a time and a place where I don't know. I certainly have not been here before. And I'll tell you, I'm oftentimes very anxious myself about using my voice, because retaliation is real, and that's not right. But that's what you've asked me to do. And so I'm going to use my voice to the best of my ability. And sometimes it will be viewed in a way that, well, that's pretty confrontational. And other times it's going to be using my mother's charm that I learned as a young girl, and in direct communication with those that I've made relationships with, and am able to affect some change that way. But I've got to figure out how I can do my best to help the many who are so anxious and are so afraid.
I've been in airports, I've been in meetings, I've been in hallways, I've been in my own office in Washington, D.C., where people have shared shared what has happened within their world, where they end up in tears. Because they thought that they were in a profession they'd given so much to, and thought that they were doing well, and literally with no notice whatsoever are terminated and told that their work performance was not satisfactory, which was not true, and didn't know what was going to happen next. The fear that I have heard from people who have said, I'm afraid to talk to my coworkers about the status of where we are, because will I be viewed as questioning my
Okay, fuck you, bitch. She's afraid about the repercussion that she would get. Okay, so let me share this with you on another video I want to share on Lisa Murkowski. Um, let me see. Let me get to this woman. She is very funny, but I just want you to hear her question and the way that she looks at the interviewer for asking her about voting on this bill. Let me share this link with you. She is afraid about, what did she say? Retribution or something, and it being retaliated against. This is at one of the town halls. You know, they told the Republicans don't do the town halls because people were upset with the Republicans, and that was the best answer. We're all afraid. We're all afraid. I'm afraid to. And the bitch went in there and voted for this motherfucking bill. Okay, so let me share with you this interview. A reporter caught her in the halls and asked her a question that actually came from Rand Paul. Grand Rising V185, especially with 4547, the politicians don't want to be left out of the loop making money for themselves while in office. Look at Nancy Pelosi. Net worth now is insider trading, maybe. Yeah. I. Why do you? Yes. Okay. Here we go. Alaska's senator's unbelievable interview about the big, beautiful bill. Let me share this with you.
Their reign of terror tenfold in this country.
Calls it that that your vote was a bailout for Alaska at the expense of the rest of the country. That's what Senator Paul said. Senator, we've got I didn't say it, ma'am. I'm just asking for your response.
My response is I have an obligation to the people of the state of Alaska. And I live up to that every single day. I fight for my state's interests, and I make sure that Alaskans are understood. I work hard to take care of a state that has more unique situations, more unique people, and it's just different. And so when people suggest that federal dollars go to one of our 50 states in a quote bailout, I find that offensive.
This bitch want to say that she finds something offensive, and wait until you see the offensive shit that she says. When they call it a bailout, I find it offensive. It was a bailout because you went to allegedly made backroom deals to get everything that you wanted for your state in that motherfucking bill, and at the same time you're saying you're offended offended by something, you're saying that, oh, I understand that the other states, they may have problems and everything, and I hate that for them. Poor them. And then she comes back in a second interview and says that, well, I hated the bill and it's going back to the House. So I hope they fix everything that was wrong with the bill. Everything that was wrong with the bill was you didn't vote no on the bill. They got a 50 vote, and JD Vance brought his fucking following the Antichrist lead down there and cast the final vote. See, if you had voted no, JD Vance would not have been able to vote yes on the bill and push the bill over. Let's be clear.
I advocated my state's interests. I will continue to do that, and I will make no excuses for doing that. Do I like this bill? No, because I tried to take care of Alaska's interests. But I know that in many parts of the country, there are Americans that are not going to be advantaged by this bill.
She knows this. She knows that in many parts of the country, people are not going to be advantaged by this bill. Bitch, what? Uh, you know that a lot of people are going to lose food, substance. A lot of people are going to lose, millions of people are going to lose their health care, and you know that. But you're okay with what you got for your people. Girl, bye.
I don't like that. I don't like the fact that we moved through an artificial deadline, an artificial timeline to produce something, to meet a deadline, rather than to actually try to produce the best bill for the country.
And your vote of yes help them uh, meet this artificial 4th of July deadline, you dumb bitch. Can you imagine? I don't like, instead of working for the best bill. Well, if it wasn't the best bill, why'd you vote for it, bitch? You don't like it, but you voted yes for the bill. These shit. Let's continue.
When I saw the direction that this is going, you can either say, I don't like it, and not try to help my state, or you can close the.
I understand there are Americans who are not going to be advantaged by this bill. Why the fuck don't you say what you mean, you old biddy? There are going to be tens of millions of Americans that will suffer and die as a direct result of you voting yes for this big, nasty, bloated budget bill. We know what you did, and no amount of stink eye for Ryan Nobles is going to cover it up. No amount of pearl clutching is going to cover it up. What you did is throw the American people under the bus to protect your political capital in Alaska. You think this bill is so bad for Alaskans that you carved out a backroom deal that the parliamentarian threw out. You tried to make sure that this shit didn't happen to the constituents in your state. You tried to buy their loyalty at the expense of Americans' lives in 49 other states.
Okay, so this link is in my description box. You may want to go over there and check this woman out. I just came upon her on yesterday. Let me see what is Park Rose Permaculture. Park Rose Permaculture is the name of her page. So go over there and check her out. Offensive. She's bugged out. Facts. Makes no sense. Just wait. It's going to affect everyone when people are going to be stealing food. Mm, mm, mm. So, yeah, that is Lisa Murkowski, who said it was so hard, and the retribution is real on me. I can't. I don't know. I can't take it. I can't do it. Okay, so let's see them fact check this big beautiful bill. Uh, Here we go. Let's hear wildly categorically inaccurate. CNN fact check of 4547 claims about the big, beautiful bill.
Also, there was the House version. There's a lot to sift through. So we want to bring in our senior reporter, Daniel Dale, who joins us now for a fact check. Hi, Daniel. So let's start with what the president has said on Medicaid. How does that compare to what's actually in this bill?
Some of the president's recent comments, Pamela, have been wildly categorically inaccurate. Listen, for example, to something he said last week.
We're cutting $1.7 trillion in this bill, and you're not going to feel any of it. And your Medicaid is left alone. It's left the same. Your Medicare and your Social Security are strengthened. We're not cutting.
Whatever the merits of this legislation, and you can certainly defend this legislation as Republicans have been doing, it objectively does not leave Medicaid the same. It is objective fact that this legislation makes major changes and indeed major cuts to Medicaid. So what kinds of changes are we talking about? Well, one of them that has received a lot of discussion is a work requirement, specifically a requirement that many recipients considered able-bodied who do not have young children prove that they are working or in school or in job training or volunteering 80 plus hours a month. That's not the only big change. The legislation would require for the first time certain Medicaid enrollees to pay out of pocket for certain health services. There would be significant changes to the so-called provider tax that rural hospitals warned could force the closure of some of them or require significant cuts in care. It imposes additional administrative burdens on people and states. So again, good or bad, defend it or not defend it, this is big stuff. And how big? Well, the Nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office says we're talking a $930 billion cut in federal support for Medicaid over 10 years. That is the biggest Medicaid cut in history, according to many experts. And that would, of course, impact real people. This nonpartisan CBO estimates that we're talking about 11.8 million additional uninsured people in 2034 as a result of this legislation. Not all of it as a result of people losing Medicaid, but many of that 11.8 million would be people now on Medicaid who wouldn't be.
And Daniel, what about the president's promise of no tax on Social Security benefits?
Yeah, so Wolf, the president keeps talking and posting on social media as if this legislation would fulfill his major campaign promise to completely eliminate tax on Social Security. It simply would not. It does not eliminate tax on Social Security. Many seniors would still be paying it. Now, what the legislation does do is provide an additional tax deduction for seniors. It would be a $4,000 additional deduction in the House version, $6,000 additional deduction in the Senate version. That is, of course, something. It is certainly a step toward the president's campaign promise, but no, it does not completely satisfy that no tax on Social Security pledge.
What about what the president said during the campaign, the no taxes on tips, no taxes on overtime? And the president has said that passing this bill could also result in a historic tax hike for some. What do we know there?
Yeah, so he keeps using this 68% figure. I want you to listen to something else he said last week.
Well, look, it's a great bill. It's a massive tax cut. If it's not approved, your taxes will go up by 68%. Think of that, 68, a record, the highest in the history. The Democrats won't approve it only because politically it's so good for the Republicans. The Democrats aren't approving it. But think of what they're not approving. They're not approving border security.
The only reason they're not, the Democrats are not voting for it, because it would make the Republicans look so good. It's such a beautiful bill. Let's continue with the line.
We've done a great job at the border, but we have to add some wall. We have to do, various things. We have no money for that.
We have no money for that. Let's not forget, when I reported to you, Chrissy Nome had shot through her whole budget for the whole fiscal year of 2025 when she met with Congress. Was it last month, she had already shot through her entire budget. They had not budgeted for any of this ICE stuff that they are uh, are doing. Now they are talking about this alligator Alcatraz. That is financed and put in this big, beautiful budget to pay for this alligator Alcatraz. We'll talk more about that in a few minutes. All of this, I they want to give every ICE agent, and I see, we're not even clear on who these ICE agents are. But allegedly, they want to give every ICE agent some big bonus in the tens of thousands of dollars. I can't. I'll Google that. Let's continue this.
This 68% figure is fiction, and it is such fiction that the White House wouldn't even defend it on condition of anonymity when I asked for comment. No defense whatsoever. There was no credible estimate that not passing this legislation would produce a 68% tax hike. Now, the nonpartisan think tank, the Tax Policy Center, did say that there would be an average tax hike of about 7.5% if this bill didn't pass as a result of certain provisions from the 2017 Trump tax law being allowed to expire. And they also said that about 64% of households would face some sort of tax increase if the bill doesn't pass. But again, 64% of households getting some tax increase is not synonymous, guys, with a 68% or even 64% tax hike. It's just not the same thing.
Our excellent fact checker, Daniel Dale, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Congress is on the clock right now. Senators.
Okay, so shocking. $1 billion in bonuses for ICE. The GO. Let me read this. Let me read what they want for ICE. Shocking. $1 billion in bonuses for ICE. GOP budget under fire. ICE budget scrutiny. Republicans budget bonuses for 2025. Anti-constitutional policies impact. Okay. I have to enlarge this. Okay, because I can't see. I can't see. Okay, overview of the controversial budget for ICE bonuses. In a recent tweet, Representative Jared Moskowitz highlighted a striking element of the Republican budget proposal: an allocation of nearly $1 billion earmarked exclusively for bonuses for immigration and custom enforcement, ICE. This revelation has sparked significant debate regarding the prioritizing of funding within the federal budget and the implications for constitutional rights and public perception of law enforcement agents. So they want to set aside $1 billion for bonuses for ICE. So I wonder if these alleged ICE people are the actual people who are out here in mass, not showing badges or warrants. I wonder, are these the people who are they're setting aside this money to give bonuses to, or is it that the guy who talks like he's drunk, Tom Hallman or whatever his name, is and Christy Nome and all of the paper pushers, are they the ones who Stephen Miller who devised this plan of how they're going to go into schools and hospitals and all of this type of stuff to take kids away while they're in school under the guise of their parents are aware that they are there to talk to their children. Who are getting these bonuses? So this is waste, fraud, and abuse. This administration is all about getting rid of waste, fraud, and abuse. I'll set this article here. I just wanted to here's this article right here. alligator alligator Alcatraz is crazy work. Crazy. People lose their insurance. It's gonna get scary here. He cut people off of Social Security and workers shaking my head. And let's not forget about all the people who are losing their jobs. I I heard late last night when my husband was listening to CNN. They said, "Oh, there have been," and CNN announced it so brightly. No pushback from CNN, this for-profit media. Oh, there have been 83,000 jobs created, and this made whole well for the jobs numbers that are expected to come out next Thursday, and a big portion of the jobs are in hotel and restaurant because they're the expected summer travelers. Well, first of all, we know that people from around the nation have made it a point not to come to the United States because they're not sure if the United States will have them over in some motherfucking concentration camp somewhere. We know people like Canada are refusing to go because of the way that they have been treating Canada and the shit that has been coming out of 45's, 47's mouth about Canada. And with all of this other crazy shit going on, people are avoiding traveling to the United States. And what does that also mean? That we're losing a lot of tourism dollars. But CNN set their ass up there and made it seem like, oh, the job numbers are up. Oh, look, we're employing people at restaurants and hotels. Who works at restaurants and hotels? Who are they going in restaurants and hotels taking away to concentration makeshift concentration camps, sending them away to nations that they are not even connected to or familiar with? The people that ICE are rounding up. So there's your jobs. Look at all the jobs they created. They did a raid of a meat packing plant in Omaha, Nebraska. They show all of these workers running. They have the storage area, the warehouse storage area with those racks that you got to get a forklift to lift the meat out of. It was a freezer. It was a warehouse rack inside of a freezer. They had people hiding on the second level, the third level, behind all the packed meats and foods and stuff. They bought out over 100 people in an ICE raid. And what did they say about these 100 people? That basically they were criminals. They're at work. They are criminals. Taxes are being taken out of their check. They are criminals. But what did they say about the man who owned the meat packing place? They specifically spoke about him. Well, he's a victim too, because these people, even though that even though he hired them using E-Verify. So wait a minute, wait a minute. So E-Verify is supposed to be the way that you verify for sure that these people are who they say they are, and he's a victim. How is it? He didn't find it strange that all of his people were migrants. I mean, you can't tell a migrant when you see them, can't speak the language, not familiar with the culture, but he's a victim. Anyway, they do nothing to the employers, is my point. The white employers. Okay, so what else did I want to talk to you about? Um, if you're not if you don't know, Trump is he is talking about CNN needing to be investigated by the DOJ. If you didn't know that, yeah. Here, let me read a little of this article. Team Trump is serious about unleashing the espionage action on the media. It is more likely a matter of when, not if, the administration tries to prosecute journalists using the archaic law. This is in Rolling Stones magazine. Donald Trump hates leakers. He isn't a fan of journalists either. He wants to punish them both in response to reporting that early Pentagon intelligence found the administration's recent strikes against Iran weren't as effective as the president had been claiming. So, the media didn't make up this story. This story came straight from his own Pentagon, and he wants to punish the media. They should be prosecuted, Trump said when Maria Bontalamo, Fox Business, asked him about his contention that Democrats leaked the intelligence, adding that the administration could attempt to force reporters to reveal their sourcing by saying national security. Okay, so how did the Democrats leak their plan when they didn't even meet with the Democrats before before the plan? How did the Democrats leak anything when they gave Democrats no information? So are you saying that the Democrats leaked the actual report that came from your Pentagon? So what you're saying is that you came out there and lied, and you were going to hide the initial report about the damages instead of saying the initial reports need to be further investigated, but they're saying X, Y, and D. So he's mad at the media. How dare you highlight my lie? Okay. Uh, One of the ways Trump has discussed cracking down on leakers and the press is by wielding the Espionage Act of 1970, a 1917 law criminalizing uh, the decimation of sensitive information that could harm U.S. national security or aid of a foreign nation. In months leading up to his second presidency, 45, 47, and several of his advisors and close allies talked about novel ways the Espionage Act could be unleashed, not just against government leakers and whistleblowers, but against the media outlets that receive classified or highly sensitive information, according to two sources involved with such conversations with Trump. Why not the press? Trump has said. One of the sources relayed when commenting on, in his mind, it makes absolutely no sense that the law has traditionally been used to prosecute leakers, but not journalists who publish confidential national security disclosures. So, how does that fall into anything about our nation's security? Maybe. Maybe how could telling the truth about that strike, it seems like telling a lie about that strike is more damaging to our national security than telling the truth about that strike, in my opinion. Let me add this to let me add this to okay, I just added this to my what is this? My video details. The article is in there. Is from Rolling Stone. Yeah, and that's what your president is up to as well. Uh, doesn't this sound like some Hitler ass shit? Here's the link to the post. It is also in my description box. There is the link right there. Yes, Mia C. And Mia, I saw what you said after I had already ended the live. I am glad that you're. Oh, I better act like your mother is watching. I'm glad that your mother is watching. I appreciate that. So yeah, there's that. And Rick Scott of Florida. I just ran across this as well. Rick Scott demands more cuts to Medicaid, which his company alleged scammed. Okay, so Rick Scott is now a senator. He was the governor of Florida, and while being the governor of Florida, Rick Scott got in a jam. Scott proposes slashing $313 billion more from Medicaid, a safety net program his hospital company was accused of fraudulently billing. So while he was governor of Florida, his hospital program was accused of overbilling Medicaid. But now he wants to take more money from Medicaid. He since he's not getting rich by overbilling Medicaid. See, now this man has gone on to be a senator after they know this has happened. Okay, Senator Rick Scott of Florida, famous for his former hospital company's record-setting Medicaid fraud settlement. He made a settlement, a record-setting Medicaid fraud settlement is currently lending an effort to make 4547 big beautiful bill even more painful for Americans poor. The legislation already cuts $930 billion from Medicaid, the nation's government health insurance program for low income and disabled American, and would eliminate coverage for millions. Scott's amendment expected to get a vote on Monday. That was this vote that they had yesterday, actually on Tuesday, would take away another $313 billion in state Medicaid funds and force hundreds of thousands of additional people at least off the program. Scott has framed his proposal for Medicaid cuts as necessary to preserve the program for those who truly need it and not able-bodied adults. Able-bodied adults. Able-bodied adults. How many times do we hear about these able-bodied adults, but we never hear about the disabled people or the children who are going to be cut? How many times do we hear them talk about the able-bodied adults that are sitting around playing video games all day? Where are these people? Who are these people? But they don't want to talk about the children. Okay. Let me see what else. Is there anything else? If you don't want to work, you're the one who decided you don't want health care, he recently said on Fox News. He suggested that Democrats are using tax dollars to give illegal aliens medical benefits, even though undocumented immigrants are not eligible for Medicaid, claiming that the blue states want to exploit the safety net. Ironically enough, some of the claims against Scott's old hospital company are revolving around exploiting Medicaid and billing for services that patients didn't need. Scott's office did not immediately respond to Rolling Stones for requests for comment. The senator resigned as CEO of the hospital chain known as HCA Healthcare in 1997 amid an ongoing federal probe and series of whistleblower complaints. He has long faced attacks from Democrats over the $1.7 billion that HCA paid to resolve fraud allegations in the early 2000s. Some of the allegations involved Medicaid. Let me drop this link right here. So if he can't get money, he has voted for cuts and more cuts to Medicaid for the poor. Hey, the Bushes, Grand Rising. Here's the link to that article. as well. Hey, Choreo lover. I'm in the bushes. The bushes. I was catching a replay of D Spot. I appreciate you stating facts, real simple facts. As D Spot set up there and is being the arbiter of morning shows and this, that, and the other. And I don't believe Ronnie Q ever had numbers like that. Motherfucker, I beat that motherfucking code every motherfucking day but two the first time he was around. Don't try to diminish me because you need to kiss ass to a fat funky bitch. Don't play. Anyway, thank you for speaking up the real facts, the bushes. Ugh. Anyway, so let me add that Rolling Stone article, uh, Rick Scott, to the description box. Uh, all of the information that I'm giving you, I am supplying you the links to. Because sitting up running your motherfucking mouth don't mean nothing if you ain't got the facts. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so where am I now? Now, so 4547, on the day that his bill passed, he had taken a trip to Florida, to the alligator Alcatraz. He found that it was so funny and cute that they were building a detainment camp in Florida in the Everglades. I thought that the Everglades was protected land. So he thought that it is so funny and cute that the Everglades is full of alligators and huge pythons. He thought that, hey, well, that is a great place. If people escape, he said that they would have to learn to run zigzag lines to stay away from the alligators. This is 2025, and you have somebody saying that we're going to put detainees in a place, if they escape, wouldn't it be funny? Oh, the alligators, they gotta, and he's laughing like this is cute, like this is a game. So let me share this with you. uh, on the day that his big, beautiful bill passed. This was the most beautiful bill. If it was so beautiful, why were you talking more about alligators than you were about your big, beautiful bill passing? You know why? Because they really don't want to talk about the bill. Because the more they talk about the bill, the more you are finding out what is in this bill.
Supposed to look like on the day a president. I want to show you what it is supposed to look like on the day a president of the United States sees their signature legislation pass through one house of Congress.
Yeah, who is testing? It must be big. That's it.
That is when the Affordable Care Act passed. So, what is 4547 doing when the only piece of legislation that he says his signature legislation he says has passed?
So that was the scene in the Roosevelt Room in the White House, the day that the Affordable Care Act finally passed the House. It's probably very familiar to everybody watching. Everyone in that room nervously watching the screen, really quiet. waiting for that final vote to come in. Then everyone erupts in cheers. The president hugs the vice president, high fives all around. And all of that is what passing major legislation you're really proud of looks like in a normal administration. You kind of have to wonder, if and when Donald Trump's big ugly bill passes the House and reaches his desk, will there be hugs and high fives? Will they celebrate like the Obama team did on that day in 2010? Will they put out a video of it? I raised that question because if what Donald Trump did today is any sort of a guide, it seems like he'd rather be talking about pretty much anything else. I mean, today after the Senate voted to rip healthcare away from millions of Americans, Trump departed D.C. for a different kind of swamp of sorts. His new Florida tent prison for immigrants, the one he calls Alligator Alcatraz, and is literally selling merchandise around as well, which is gross. He spent the day touring cages in a makeshift tent instead of focusing on the only major legislation he has put forward in his second term. The signature legislation that his biggest supporters in Congress claim is basically his legacy. And it wasn't like he didn't have any opportunities to talk about the big ugly bill along the way. I mean, every chance he got, he stopped to talk to reporters. But he was always focused on something else. Like when he departed for Florida and casually mused, just casually, to a tabloid journalist about deporting and bankrupting his biggest campaign donor.
I don't know. I think we'll have to take a look. We might have to put Doge on Elon. You know what Doge is? Doge is the monster that might have to go back and eat Elon. Wouldn't that be terrible?
Isn't it curious that he finally has described Doge as a monster? Remember, he sick Doge on federal workers. We might have to sick Doge on Elon. No, you were giving Elon federal contracts as you sick Doge and Elon on federal workers who were just making a living in the United States. Let's continue.
Wouldn't that be terrible? It's quite a visual. I mean, I guess at least Trump's admitting that Doge is a monster. That's one takeaway from that. But didn't stop there. When Trump finally got to Florida, he took several questions, lots of questions from right-wing reporters, not about his signature legislation, but about which Democratic officials he'd like to throw in jail.
Your message to communist Zoran Mandani.
Well, then we'll have to arrest him. Look, we don't need a communist in this country.
Former DHS Secretary Mayorkas.
You know who Zoran Mandani is? He is the one who just beat out Andrew Cuomo for the Democrat mayoral race. He said we'll have to throw him in jail. Okay, so he wanted to talk about everything else but what is going on with that ugly bill that they are masking. And they read the whole entire bill in the Senate. So God knows. And you hear the questions that are being posed by his clown of a presidential press pool. Who would you like to throw in jail? What about this one? What about that one? Hey, what about Elon? This is some real unserious shit. And you notice that, like I have always stated, he acts as if he comes up with these ideas. These ideas are being fed to him to respond to in the press corps, and we're gonna have to take a look at that. We'll have to take a look at that. I'll throw them in jail. Just idiocracy, just ignorance. Let me add this to the link. Okay, Alligator Alcatraz. If you want to finish that video, go check out Alligator Alcatraz. So you hear him saying that political opponents, not his own opponents, they should be arrested. For what? Not for any crime that they committed, because they have successfully run They have successfully run a campaign, and he thinks that they should be arrested. But these are not the only people that 45, 47 thinks need to be arrested and deported. Let's look at him talking about deporting American citizens. And I'm sure Lisa Murkowski and the rest of the Republicans will not say a word. He has talked about this before. Why am I just saying this now? Because he's talking about it again. So let's take a look at it.
Decision by the Supreme Court 4 days ago that allows the Trump administration to begin implementing a flatly odious and unconstitutional order on birthright citizenship. Well, today, the administration announced it will begin deporting people subject to that order as soon as July 27th. It's madness, but it is madness with a method, which is to deconstruct the foundational concept of what it is to be an American, a concept created in this country's second founding by the 14th Amendment and the victory of the Union, the Civil War. A belief that we are all Americans across all lines of difference, from race to religion to creed. They hate that. They're trying to destroy it. Sherilyn Ifill is the founding director of the 14th Amendment Center for Law and Democracy at Howard University. She was previously president and director counsel for the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. She has a new piece out this week titled A Court Without the Range, the Reconstruction Court 2.0, and she joins me now. Sherilyn, we are seeing a sustained attack on some of the foundational ideas of the Reconstruction Amendments. None more foundational, I think, than this question of who belongs and who's a citizen. What do you make of what we are seeing now that the Supreme Court has paved the way to begin some kind of patchwork implementation of this executive order?
Thanks so much, Chris. This is a danger of the highest order, a danger to our republic as we know it. The conservatives on this court and conservatives in general have long pushed back against the promise and the power of the 14th Amendment to our Constitution, which was ratified in 1868 after the Civil War. The purpose of the 14th Amendment was to ensure that Black people, formerly enslaved and free, would be full citizens, but also was to reset our country and to center the principles of equality and justice in our country. And that's the project that they are pushing back against. They have decided to go for that first sentence of the 14th Amendment: all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state in which they reside, what we call birthright citizenship. Except it's very explicit. It's very explicit language in the Constitution. You can't pretend you don't know what they mean, anyone born here. And the framers of that amendment were very well aware that it would mean that the children of migrants, the children of non-citizen workers who were born here would also be citizens. Nevertheless, over the course of the last 15 years, we have heard many Republicans talk about ending birthright citizenship. And President Trump now has come up with a way, with the aid of the United States Supreme Court, to skirt around the plain language of the 14th Amendment to try and implement something that looks like a carve-out from this most important and most vital constitutional protection.
One of the things I think it's worth people getting their heads around, this is reporting in the New York Times, immigrant rights groups in 22 states, all Democratic leadership, have sued over the citizenship order. 3 federal district courts vacated the policy. In 28 states that had not challenged the order, such as Arkansas, Mississippi, North Dakota, and Texas, the order can go into effect. Now, this, there might be class actions that get certified, but just to think about the practical reality of every hospital in America, or at least in these states, becoming the frontier of creating a second-class non-citizenship status that they are administering to women coming screaming in labor pains.
Remember, the core of our reset country through the 14th Amendment was that this is a country that has no caste. It has no levels of citizenship. But this is precisely what this administration is imagining. And it's happening, Chris, at a time when we are watching masked ICE agents roll up on people outside the Home Depot and wrestle them to the ground. And we're watching them, deport people and send people to third-party countries with which they have no connection. Is that what is going to be happening to newborn babies who are born, who they believe fall under this executive order, which purports to deny birthright citizenship to those who don't have at least one parent who's a citizen or a permanent resident? Are they going to be, as you say, outside maternity wards, these masked agents, or in maternity wards, trying to take babies away from their parents, or outside the homes of new parents, trying to enforce this executive order? This is beyond dystopian. It already has been dystopian. This is contrary to everything, not just that we believe in this country, but that any decent country premised on the idea of democracy believes in. The question is, will we allow it to happen? The Supreme Court had to know. They were given a green light to this, even though they have said, there could be these class actions, which are aggregated cases where lots of people come together and bring an action.
Yeah, they did know that they, and see, this is another reason why you should be very worried, because it's not like the Supreme Court didn't know that he can start up deporting people right now today, because they did not give a order on a ruling on if they thought that him trying to take away birthright citizenship was unconstitutional. They're saving that for next year. Next session. And that usually takes a year to crawl its way to being heard and addressed by the Supreme Court. So in the meantime, if you can leech on to a class action lawsuit or hire an attorney as an individual, you're going to be deported. Let's be clear about that.
As you point out, there are jurisdictions where federal courts very much disfavor class actions, through the Fifth Circuit, for example, where individuals would have to bring their own case, find a lawyer, bring their case to be able to keep this bill from going into effect against them. I cannot imagine what we might be facing by the end of this month. And so I think we have to gather ourselves and really recognize what is coming down the pike. And if we add it to Trump's comments today and earlier about his desire to move United States citizens who are imprisoned in this country to other countries, we are looking at something very, very, very horrifying, something we have really, frankly, never seen before in this country. And we're going to have to make some real decisions about where we draw the line.
The president today musing, in case anyone thought this was really about citizenship or immigration, musing today openly that actually there's people born here who are citizens that we should do the same thing through, to deport them, move them out of the country, render them to third-party prisons. I mean, it seems to me that there is no sacrosanct line here to defend in their view. It is, we are what you are, and you have whatever rights we say you have.
Well, and you can guarantee that if you are a black or brown person, you have less rights than everyone else. It will only be a matter of time before he extends this to people who are critics of him. So race will at some point not be the line that is drawn anymore. But at least for now, if you are brown, if you are black, that's why he thinks going for the prisons will disproportionately give him that population. That's why he's doing this around birthright citizenship. We just had a Supreme Court that has allowed him to go forward with excluding 500,000 people from Venezuela and the Dominican Republic. He's lifted TPS for Haitians. So there are going to be all kinds of people who are potentially subject to this. But it's only a matter of time before it gets around to, you are not a citizen if you criticize this government. So this is what we feared. It is happening.
And this is what we warned would happen when we were doing show after show after show about this administration. Now, Corey Lover, I have this on deck. Florida has canceled their elections. I think it's only South Florida. In Florida, in the entirety of Florida. Let me share this link with you. Now, and this is one of the things our last ditch effort that we have to try to make these congressmen and senators aware that it is the people who have the power, because they have given away, the Republicans have given away all of their legislative power to 45-47. And like I said, all of the people in all the Republicans in Congress, are they taking a bet or are they not taking a bet? Do they know something we don't know? Are they being so provocative out here by voting for this big nasty bill and unworried about the consequences that it's going to bring once people have to start living under this big ugly bill? It seems like that is not anywhere on their radar of thinking that they're going to have to go back to their constituents and who are losing their health care. Josh Hawley from Missouri, this big motherfucker talking about, oh, I don't like how it's going to take away health care, and he was on board voting about it. Took up all of this camera time, just got to have a face in the camera talking dumb shit. So are they really unconcerned about, do they know something that we don't know? See, Project 2025 will give Project 2025 set up a way for 4547 to put this whole nation under martial law. And when the nation is under martial law, they can interrupt the elections. So Florida maybe may be out here floating a test balloon by canceling their elections, because they just can't. The Republicans on the Republicans who canceled the elections in Florida, you know that they're going to have to go to court. You know they're going to appeal it if they lose it to a higher court. And you know that this is going to go to this same Supreme Court. So is this a test run for eliminating elections in 2026? Because isn't it obvious that these people who have voted for this big, beautiful bill, if people get off their funky asses, I think people will get off their funky asses for a midterm. And I think that they know people who have lost their health insurance, their food stamps, and ICE is running ramshot all over the place. Now, it is estimated that ICE has arrested over 100 U.S. citizens by mistake. My bad. Okay, so is this what we're gonna? Is this a precursor to eliminating the elections nationwide? That's what I'm asking. I don't hear a lot of this being talked about and brought up. And you would think your for-profit media would be on fire talking about this shameful thing that is going on. It's shocking. Shocking. Republicans cancel elections in Florida. If it's so shocking, nobody's talking about the canceled elections in Florida. We ain't got a big fat funky bitch talking about the cancellations of elections in Florida. No, because I guess they too busy taking care of a nigga's 9 kids that she's so dumb that she don't understand what affects her and how she live her life. I digressed. I did digress. Let's go. Let me see. Don't do this to me now.
So the last time I was on vacation, about a week and a half ago, which, yes, I'm on vacation now. That's why things are weird. But anyway, I went on vacation and I did a Q&A. And one of the questions I got from a lot of different people was, will elections be canceled by Republicans in the future so they can just stay in power? And at the time I was like, no, I don't think it's going to happen. Probably, but I wasn't as sure of it as I was, say, a month ago. A month ago, I was dismissing the fears of everybody saying they're going to cancel elections. I thought, that's a little extreme. You guys are kind of going a little overboard. Let's not talk about them canceling elections because it's not going to happen. I was wrong. I could not have been more wrong. And this is one of the times when, man, I really wanted to be right, that of course Republicans aren't going to cancel elections. That's ridiculous. And they did. Republicans in the state of Florida, in the city of Miami, have canceled this year's elections. The city of Miami is supposed to be holding elections for numerous, city leaders, including mayor of Miami. But because the county commissioners is a majority Republicans, and because these government officials that are term limited and cannot run again are all Republicans, all of these Republicans got together and said, you know what? Let's just not do it. So the county commissioners of the city of Miami and the state of Florida voted to cancel this year's elections. The voters did not have a say, and the voters are pissed off. But because the Republicans are term limited and they knew, hey, we're out of here in November, they said, let's push it a year down the road. So they canceled the election scheduled for 2025 because they do hold off-year elections. And they said, let's do even-year elections so that it lines up, they said, with, the regular federal elections. Because then if we do it, they claim, we're going to get higher turnout. Well, this is great. We're so smart. Let's pat ourselves on the back, right? We're going to have more people. And of course, that does mean that these Republicans get one more year in office and, they can keep doing the horrible things that Republicans do. But in the end, they tell us this is totally going to be for the best, right? It doesn't matter if it increases turnout. If you want to change the way that your city runs elections, that is a decision that is up to the voters. And you took that decision away from them. And that's part one of the story. So yes, there are now Republicans with power in this country that have canceled elections. So those fears, the fears that I dismissed, those fears are valid and accurate. It is no longer scaremongering. It is no longer a conspiracy theory. It is a real thing happening now. Second part. These Republicans who run that city, who made this decision, they understand something. And they understand that this is going to be challenged in court. That's the scary part. You've got a conservative judiciary down there in South Florida, all throughout the state of Florida. And then once it gets out of the state of Florida, where is it going to end up? The United States Supreme Court. So this move by these Republicans was not just to give themselves another year in office, folks. This was to get this up to the Supreme Court and get them to say that, yes, we do have the authority to cancel elections. Here you go. That's what this is about. It's not just about the local game. It's about getting it to that Supreme Court and getting them on your side and then doing it across the country. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already...
Okay, that link is also in my description box. Trump should write a book on how to destabilize a country when he's done. The book was written for Trump. That was Project 2025. He didn't. He can't write the book. The book was already written for him. My damn blood pressure is going up. Listen. I'm just giving you guys information. I am just giving you guys information that a lot of people think that they are informed. Your hair should really be on fire. What this administration, assisted by this Supreme Court, is doing. And while some things don't seem to affect you because you were born in the United States and all of this type of stuff, be very cautious. Because what is allowed to be done to one will be allowed to be done to you. Understand that, in my opinion. I'm just one person. Okay. So let me put my correct banner up. I am just one person giving one person's opinion. They wanted to go to the Supreme Court. Exactly, Corio. Exactly. And the Supreme Court, they will take it up and do one of these fucked up rulings that they have been doing this whole administration, even prior to this administration, when they gave the ruling that on presidential powers, when even during the end of the Biden administration, saying that the president could do any thing that he thought was within his presidential powers, and no one could check him. They've already that was after he won the election that the Supreme Court ruled that. So what did they expect him to do when he got into office? Exactly what Project 2025 wanted him to do. This is no one-off. Do you not think that these Supreme Court justices are on board with the Heritage Foundation, the authors of Project 2025? And people are out here just don't have a clue. I guess maybe ignorance is bliss. People don't have a clue. Anyway, and before you before we go, we're gonna see how, with all of this going on, 4547 is still trying to pick your pockets, still trying to he, like they said, for that alligator Alcatraz, the White House, the official White House, is selling merchandise, selling you saw a Christy Nome in there with that MAGA hat on. Everywhere this fool goes, he either have a MAGA hat on his hairsprayed hair, or he's carrying it and holding it out like so for everybody to see this MAGA hat. You know, he loves merchandise. So he has Alligator Alley merchandise, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with his newest venture. Uh, hold on, hold, hold on, hold on, hold on. Here we go. The grifter in chief. Uh, let me uh, let me share this with you guys. Did you guys know that there is a new a cologne that has come out? If you see on the picture, they have some. It really isn't him. Look, especially right here, with the big chest and the flat belly. Obviously, and the strong jaw. Obviously, an AI picture, and it would appear that the name of the cologne is Fight, Fight, Fight. So, a new Trump cologne. Uh, this is his commercial for his own cologne. And the cologne, this is not even the real cologne, but he's merchandising uh, it as this: fight, fight, fight. You know, the iconic picture of him being shot at, and then he got up with his fist in the air, and yeah, where did this belly go? Where did that belly go? Where did all that ass go? What about that? Did the sniper take a piece of his ear and his ass and his belly with that one bullet? What's really going on? Let me let me show you. They'll show you.
I've named them Fight, Fight, Fight because they represent winning. We all want to be winning. We have to win. My new Trump fragrances are here. They make a great Christmas present. I've named them Fight, Fight, Fight because they represent winning. We all want to be winning. We have to win as a nation. We want to win as a family. This fragrance is all about strength and success and confidence for men and for women. Get yourself a bottle and don't forget to grab one for your loved ones too. They'll thank you and they'll even smell good.
Oh, if they use the perfume, they'll even smell good. It is good that that's added on at the very end of a product whose sole purpose is to make you smell better. So look, the entire vibe of that was, I don't give a damn about any of this. Just give me your money, MAGA. Do you have any left from buying my...
Now, understand that this less than drugstore presented product is going to cost $250. Are we clear on this? Are we clear on this? Let's continue.
My shoes and my guitar and my digital trading cards and my hat and my God only knows what else. They crap out these products that he doesn't care about at all. You know how little he cares about it? There he's talking about, I named it Fight, Fight, Fight because you gotta fight. It's not even called Fight, Fight, Fight. It's called Victory 4547. He doesn't even know what it's called. And by the way, on the ad where they show the Fight, 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 they're just using an AI generated image of him. He didn't even pose for a photo for it. They just slap the same lazy fluff onto every product that he doesn't care about, and he's never...
Hold on. I think I may have a copyright infringement against this cologne. Who the fuck allowed him to use 4547 as the name of his cologne? That's my intellectual property. Let's continue.
Tried. They overprice it so they can extract as much money from their base as possible. And so here are the Trump fragrances. Notably, they're not Fight, Fight, Fight. They're called Victory because they're all about winning. I thought they were all about fighting. What are they about again? And you can get them for men or for women because what does he care? It doesn't matter. And the boxes look the same and the statue's the same for both because again, this is all about doing the least possible work to extract money from your base. And here's the thing. Donald Trump has put out a lot of products and they're all stupid. Most of them have nothing to do with him. He would never use these products, but there is something like in particular about him putting out a fragrance that seems strange considering how he has this reputation of stinking really bad. And so our producer said Trump fragrances is probably not what you should go with. Just go with Trump smells. For the first time in your life, you'd be being honest. So one ex-GOP lawmaker doubled down on a claim that Trump smells like armpits, ketchup, and butt, which I believe is actually the grossest thing ever. That's the worst. Thank you for that. Alex Wagner said he smells like cooking oil, which is probably the greatest compliment his smell has ever received. And then there was this article in Medium that Trump staffers said his awful body odor is obstructing his agenda. I think that one might have been a joke. But most people do say that, yeah, in fact, he smells terrible. I mean, Stormy Daniels has talked about that. He's the guy that looks like he puts the same suit on or whatever with the same long tie. He doesn't think about any of this. He cakes on the makeup. None of that can smell good. You think he's showering diligently. You think his hygiene, this is like he cares about the people around him. And who's going to check? You think Melania's close enough to him to know what he smells like these days? But anyway, he's selling it and I'm sure it's going to do super well. That's why they keep putting these things out. They keep crapping them out.
Okay, so that is in my description box. He has much more, quite entertaining, I'll say. Okay, quite entertaining, yes. Go over there and watch the damage report. The only good thing that is on TYT nowadays. Now, speaking of merchandise, so he wants to get you at every level. He wants to sell you the $250 perfume, but hey, he has a couple of little trinkets that he can sell you as well. And we are going to make America great again. America first. Let's check this out.
about the store that he wants to share with everybody. Let's watch.
Hey everyone, my name is Clayton Bigsby. I'm here at the Trump Superstore in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, to find out what is made in America. Let's go check it out. What? China. When I die, don't let me vote Democrat. Amigo. Made in Mexico. Guys, I found this great tank top right here. Fight, 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 Trump 24. It's made in Guatemala.
Understand, this is the Trump Superstore. Let's continue.
I think I look good, though. For all my Trump girls right here, this one is made in Nicaragua.
All of the countries he wants to send people back to. Maybe he wants to send them back to their home countries to give them job making cheap flammable merch for him. Maybe we got it all wrong. Maybe that's why he wants to send them back, because he has a viable way for them to earn money, making this cheap ass trash that he's selling to his dumb ass supporters.
Make America great again. To all the shooters out there, try again. Make America great again. You know who's home? Terrorists are home. Make America great again.
Made in China, made in China.
Oh, you gotta do one at a time. No. Make America great again. Hey guys, Wyatt Bigsby here. After doing some looking around in my Trump mega store, I found out there was 0 items made in America. Make America great again, right?
Jesus Christ. So in the Trump Superstore, there were 0 items made in America. Made in Nicaragua, made in Guatemala, made in China, a whole bunch of made in China, made in Mexico. I mean, that's the perfect encapsulation of what MAGA is, what the Trump movement is. It's all optics. It's all a show. It's all performative, right? It's all, we're going to look after you. We're going to care for you. I mean, look, we saw he ran as the anti-outsourcing guy 3 times. Under him, we've lost 315,000 manufacturing jobs. 200,000 in the first term, 115,000 in the second term. And that's just from killing Biden's CHIPS Act, which would have created 115,000 high-paying manufacturing jobs. And that number is going to go up. It's going to be over 500,000 if it isn't already. So, perfect example. Ran as the anti-outsourcing guy, immediately outsourced stuff. Ran this time around saying Biden's not helping out the people of Western North Carolina who've been destroyed in this hurricane. I mean, he's abandoning people with FEMA. How dare he? We're going to make sure we protect FEMA. We do the right thing. And then what happened? He literally got in there and flipped on a dime and said, we're going to abolish FEMA. We're going to bring it back to the states. We're going to bring it back to the cities. We're going to abolish FEMA. So he went from running as, I will be the protector of FEMA and I'll make sure I help you after a disaster, to fuck you after the disaster. You're on your own. I don't care. All the...
Okay, and there's more. If you are not subscribed to the Secular Talk, go over there and check them out. The link is in the description box. Corio, yeah, I definitely believe what you said as well, Corio lover. People are sitting back thinking they're going to vote all of these people out, and it's not going to happen. Thank you for putting the copyright disclaimer out. They are such hypocrites, just straight racism and hate. Yeah. So they don't stand for anything but racism and hate. So, yeah, I think, let me see, is there anything else? Okay. uh, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Chris Como. Didn't Chris Como get yanked from CNN for fucking around? Why did Chris Como get yanked from CNN? I know his brother uh, Anthony Cuomo was found to be making advances at staffers and things like that. I know that there were also reports that he was sending people back to nursing homes who still had the virus, and all of this stuff came out about, hey, Church Mouse, Grand Rising, but this Chris Como. Yes, he did. I can't stand Chris Cuomo now. Chris Cuomo is getting on my last nerve. Let me share this with you about Chris Cuomo. I found this when I found that last bit, and I must concur. He is getting on my last nerve. I'm going to share this with you. Meathead Chris Cuomo hate boner for AOC is out of control.
For the Democratic primary for New York City mayor. He was beaten by Zohran Mamdani, who worked his ass off and basically destroyed that old guard politics. Andrew Cuomo was acting like he was entitled. To be the mayor of New York City. It looked like he didn't even want to be campaigning. He didn't even want to be running. He was just like, everybody shut up and give me the office, right? Well, here's Chris Cuomo, Andrew's brother, and clearly he is furious and...
Hold on.
So as you all know, Andrew Cuomo got humiliated in his race for the Democratic primary for New York City mayor. He was beaten by Zohran Mamdani, who worked his ass off and basically destroyed that old guard politics. Andrew Cuomo was acting like he was entitled. To be the mayor of New York City. It looked like he didn't even want to be campaigning. He didn't even want to be running. He was just like, everybody shut up and give me the office, right? Well, here's Chris Cuomo, Andrew's brother, and clearly he is furious and butthurt over the fact that his brother lost. And so now he's taking it all out on AOC. He's going after AOC because AOC, of course, along with Bernie Sanders, they endorsed Zohran, and he probably looks at that like, oh, that may be the reason Zohran got over the edge. It's not. I think Zohran wouldn't have been able to win without the support of Bernie, without the support of AOC. But I love that Bernie and AOC came in and supported him. And so now he's having the meltdown of all meltdowns. And this is quite humiliating because everybody knows why he's saying what he's saying here and doing what he's doing. Let's watch.
How do you keep them from having the nuke? Impeach Trump is the...
He's talking about Iran right here.
Opposite of having a better idea. You're killing your party. You're killing your party. And look, I hope it works out for you. I hope you guys splinter off and become, whatever you really are. Because you're not a capitalist and you're not a Democrat. And, you can say, well, what do you know? I was raised by a real one.
Oh, he's got a rude awakening coming, doesn't he? He's got a rude awakening coming. Bro, okay, now it's our time. The neoliberals have had their shot. They've run this country into the ground. They've run the party into the ground. And now the real ones are stepping up and stepping in. And it's our time to define what it means to be a Democrat. We're going back to the roots of FDRism. And here he is. Oh, you got to want to go to war with Iran. That's how you're a real Democrat. You got to love capitalism. That's how you're a real Democrat. Fuck off.
Go ahead and criticize Mario Cuomo.
He was way to the left of you, way to the left of Andrew. In fact, he was a fire-breathing lefty at the time. That's how he was viewed. You guys are a disgrace to your father. Your father's rolling over in his grave looking at you two.
It's going to be your biggest insult. They spawned me and Andrew. Is that going to be the best you have? Because you ain't shit compared to him. Not in terms of intelligence, not in terms of success, not in terms of pedigree, not in terms of philosophy, not in terms of mission, not in terms of...
Did this motherfucker just say pedigree? A motherfucker who had every opportunity in the world, and he squandered it over trying to get pussy while he's married to somebody else. Is he talking about pedigree? Pedigree. Your father was a public servant. Where's the pedigree come in? What the fuck is he talking about pedigree? sitting up there with a shirt on in his fucking home because he fucked off a high-paying, good-ass, easy-ass job, and now he's struggling to be relevant. He goes over there on what is it, PBJ's channel, trying to make points, being the butt of jokes. He's a whole motherfucking clown. So now he's angry. He said he sure what did he call him? He said he sure is not a capitalist. Do say. Really? Duh. How long did it take you to come up with that? When he called himself a socialist. So we didn't need to tell you to tell him what he wasn't. I think I would respect what he chooses to call himself. You're surely not a capitalist. Chaba.
Eloquence, not in terms of charisma, not in terms of anything. Certainly not electability.
My daddy! My daddy!
Certainly not electability. Well, your pedigree has less election is less likely to be electable. Are you serious?
It's my daddy! What about my daddy? My daddy's better than you. My daddy! Again, the irony is Mario Cuomo would support AOC way more than Chris and Andrew do. There's no doubt about it.
You are killing your party because you are not a real one. Because you're doing what's good for you in a vacuum with your little social media following. You're no different than a pod bro.
You're literally a pod bro. You are literally a pod bro. It takes one to know one. Why are you the arbiter and the gatekeeper of all that is a Democrat? I got news for you. If you look at the polls, they are solidly with AOC and Bernie and Zoran and me. It's not even close, dude. It's not even close. So, for example, raising the minimum wage, overwhelmingly popular. Universal health care, Medicare for all, overwhelmingly popular. Free college, overwhelmingly popular. Raising taxes on the wealthy and redistributing and making our social...
Hold on. I'm going to get back to more of the Como rant. You can go over and visit Secular Talk. The link is in the description box. I just want to hear some more of this nut job. Here we go.
Too much with the PBD assholes. You get PBD brainworm.
And Democrats better wake the fuck up and realize that you're better than this. Be with the 80, not the 20.
That's so ironic because the 80 are with us. He's not done yet. He's got more for us.
By going after Trump right now for what he did in Iran when you don't have Congress, you don't have the numbers, you may have a legal basis, but you're not sophisticated enough to make that case. All you're doing is showing you're on the wrong side.
You may have a legal basis, but all you're doing is showing that you're on the wrong side. You don't have enough to support you. So therefore, you must fold and falter to someone who did something that I am admitting that is illegal too. But hey, yeah, you are a typical Democrat. What I hate most about Democrats is when they get in office, they have been elected, they have by the people, they say what their agenda is, and the first motherfucking thing they do is say we're elected for all the people and we're gonna reach across the aisle. Do you ever hear the Republicans even attempt to pretend like they are going to do anything other than what they said they are going to do as far as their campaign promises? No, you do not. They will maybe after they get in office, they lie and tell you that Medicaid is not going to be touched, but it's touched. But fuck you, you voted for them anyway. They said they're going to have to go through some pain. You just didn't think it was you who was going to have to go through some pain. But you don't hear them saying that they're going to reach it across the aisle and get some type of consistency or some type of melding of the minds and get both parties to agree on an agenda going forward for the whole United States. That's Democrats with that bullshit. Motherfucker, fuck you, Chris Cuomo.
Of protecting your constituents from the #1 national security threat.
What a joke. He's saying Iran. Okay, number one, Iran's not.
How is Iran the #1 national security threat? Boy, bye. Let's continue.
You says you're a fucking idiot. And she claps back. You betrayed the American people. Now, here's the problem with that statement. Trump isn't the one who betrayed the American people, not when it comes to this operation in Iran.
So a president waging an illegal and offensive strike against a country that didn't attack us, that's not betraying the American people. That is literally directly unconstitutional. This is a guy who half the time on the campaign trail talked about no new wars, no new wars. I'm the anti-war candidate. I'm the peace candidate. And then he wages an illegal and offensive strike against a country that wasn't going to attack us and wasn't building a nuke.
So Chris Cuomo is addressing AOC's post that 4547, what he did in that strike was illegal and calling for impeachment of him. And Chris Cuomo is pissed about it. Why are you so pissed, Chris Cuomo?
Right, all day long, and defends Trump's illegal bombing of Iran.
AOC is betraying the American people because she's playing petty politics with impeachment, which can't happen.
Now he's saying she's playing petty politics about a bombing of a nation that we have not proven that was working on a nuclear weapon. Of course, there's a whole lot of talk, but fuck talk. What good has talk ever did for you? They have not proven any of the things that they are asserting, and they did not attack Israel. We must protect Israel at all costs. They didn't attack Israel. Israel attacked them. And he's calling this illegal strike and addressing it as an impeachable offense. Her being petty. Her being petty. Because God knows that he is he couldn't even hang on at CNN. They are not going to sway from anything that will make you think. They'll make the people say, hey, this is unacceptable. But he's mad at the person who's telling the truth. Chris Cuomo.
Not petty politics with impeachment when Trump directly violated the Constitution and waged an illegal and offensive strike against a country that didn't attack us. That is the correct time to impeach. By the way, you see AOC doing this, even if you don't agree with her doing it on this particular issue, which you should. You don't see, for example, his scam meme coin where he ripped off his own supporters. You don't see that as impeachment worthy. You don't see his dozens of violations of the emoluments clause as impeachment worthy, where he's got these massively corrupt deals with Israel and Saudi Arabia and foreign billionaires. You don't see any.
Okay, Kyle can go on, and he reads him for within an inch of his life. I go over there and check Kyle Kalinske out. Secular talk.
Stop the guy who tried to destroy our democracy. I can't stand this guy.
Which arguably shouldn't happen. High crime or misdemeanor. What would it be? Treason, bribery. What? That he didn't follow the law?
Waging an illegal war. What's the problem with that, bro?
What would it be? That he didn't follow the law? You think that he can't illegally attack a sovereign nation? Oh, he didn't follow the law? So you're going to impeach him for that? For stealing a stick of bubble gum? He's talking about striking a nation that did nothing to us, as if he's talking about stealing a piece of bubble gum.
Bro, being the most corrupt president in American history. What's the problem with that, bro?
Congress abdicated its power to president after president after president.
And they were wrong to do so. But
they didn't advocate it to him. So are you saying what they did in the past, it should have just been a given that they were going to do it to him or for him? Let's continue.
Point. That's the point. Just because a trend started a while ago of doing wildly unconstitutional things doesn't mean we need to lay down in a chalk outline of ourselves on the ground and say, go ahead and shit on the Constitution some more. Oh, my God.
20 issue and showing that you're not even close to being.
You go look at the polls. What percentage of Democratic voters think Trump should be impeached? That is a sky-high number, y'all.
In the 20 of every 80-20 issue and showing that you're not even close to being in touch with the majority in this country.
Oh, my God.
But that you are openly socialistic in a capitalistic society.
Imagine pretending you're a Democrat, and while we have a literal fascist oligarch robber baron billionaire takeover, you're whining about socialists. It's like all these assholes attacking Zoran Mamdani as Trump is literally trying to make this country commit national suicide with his big, beautiful bill, which destroys Medicaid, massive tax cuts for the rich.
He don't have anything to say about that because he's hoping for his own tax cut. Let's get back to Chris Cuomo.
You are way too comforting to extremism on the Islamist radical spectrum.
Oh my God. In other words, you criticize Israel because they murder babies. I'm going to recategorize that and pretend like you're pro-Hamas. You're against waging an illegal and offensive war against Iran. Therefore, you support Islamism. Do we even need to continue? Like, why am I even watching this? This guy's a joke.
Too comforting. Way too accommodating. And that is the signature issue.
I love the fake dramatic zoom-ins as Chris Cuomo's ranting against AOC. We all know why your butt hurt, dog. We all know your pathetic brother lost to Zoran and AOC helped Zoran win. We all get it. It's personal. We get it. But it's very fucking transparent what you're doing, bro.
And if you were going to find a second one, you're still betraying your constituents, and you are not doing right by them. One, they don't give a shit about impeaching Trump for something that worked, that helps.
He said something that worked.
Something that worked. When the Pentagon itself said that it did not work. And he's sitting up here mad at AOC for something that worked. This strike in the Pentagon got this drunk up here yelling and screaming at the press as the real general won't even tell that lie that they totally annihilated Iran's nuclear arsenal. Let's keep it a buck. But Chris Cuomo is mad that his brother lost. Okay, so that's all I want to talk about on today. Is there anything else? I like Kyle. Kyle is very what is that? Lige? I like him too. Hey, Sandy, Grand Rising. Thank you for being here, Sandy. Ronnie Q's membership starts at $1.99, and she gives back to her members. If you become a member, I will send you one of my personally handmade keychains. You do not have to give me your first name. You can put an initial and your last name and any address that you want me to send them to. I am not interested in doxing any members. I am interested in showing you my appreciation from me to you. If you become a member, there is a post in the membership wall that tells you how to contact me. Let me know which one you prefer, the Afro puff, or the middle one is more like a dreadlocks type of updo. And thank you for putting that out. If you didn't hit the thumbs up on your way in, hit it on your way out, and have a great day. Yes, indeed, have a great day. And don't forget, I also do crafting and conversations. We have made a couple of crafts, and this was my last craft that I presented. And we got together and we created it together. This month, I think I am going to take it up a notch, and but it's still a simple craft. But it's I don't think it's that challenging. It's just bigger. This is a tiny little plant stand, but this month I am going to be doing this little shelf. It's very easy to do. You can get your wood cut at uh, any big box home improvement store or your local store, or you can cut it yourself. I am going to be doing it later this month. I will have all the supply lists and I will have the cut list. How long the boards are 10 inches wide. I will tell you how many inches long you need to cut each board, and we can put this together. You can paint it or you can stain it whatever color you would like to. I think this is going to be fun. While while it may look like it's challenging, it just looks that way because it's tall. But it's a very, very simple project. I hope you guys come along with me and let's do some crafting and have some conversations together. You don't have to craft. You can hit the link, chit chat. You can stay in the chat and chit chat. So that's what we would be doing. I will let you know my exact date that we're going to put this together, put my supply list out. Very easy craft. You can get your wood pre-cut and get some screws and a drill. And we're going to put this thing together. All right. I appreciate you guys for being here. I appreciate your support. Please share the video out. Truth and Reason. It is good to see you. And that's all I have for today. Yes, that's all I have for today. It's a journey. It is a journey. All right, guys. Have a great remainder of your day. I'm going to get out of here. Bye-bye. I appreciate you guys.
In the morning when I'm driving, I really come alive when I listen to my Ronnie, I listen to my Ronnie Q. They are rare and they are few. Who can compare